follows on media. This is Coming Out Stories. It's a podcast about one of the most important conversations of your life. I'm Emma Goswell. You're now going to hear from Marta. She's from Poland. She identifies as being a lesbian, and she spent years trying to come to terms with her sexuality.
I believe it was high school when you're actually starting feeling like some kind of attraction to the other people, and so I have fallen in love with my classmate who used to be my best friend, and she actually responded positively, although she had a boyfriend.
So when you say positively, are we talking...
Yes, she gave me a green light, yes.
Oh, really? So
yeah.
as in you had a relationship?
Well, she was in a relationship, but I think I was something new to experiment. We're still like kids, like teenagers more. But yes, it was an experience that put me like depressed for 6-7 years, I believe.
It made you depressed?
Yeah,
What?
because like she
Why?
ended up with this relationship she had already. So although there were some promises that, you know, she will get rid of the other life and she will be with me, it never happened that way. So yeah, I was in this very bad place, in a very bad moment, to meet this person and probably to fall in love, because this experience brought some painful moments after all.
So you were in love with her and you were having a relationship, but she still had a boyfriend for how long?
She's still with him.
She's still with him?
Yeah, they're married, they have kids.
Did she ever tell him, do you know?
No, I don't think so. No.
And yet how long were you together for?
The whole high school, almost 4 years, yes. Like, it didn't start like second week after, like, since we started the education. It was like a year after, I believe, because the first thing was to build friendship, like people do. And then like, I knew I'm lesbian, like, you can feel it. It's not like trend you follow. It's something within you. You just explore.
God. I mean, this is supposed to be more about you than her, but did you think she identifies as bisexual then?
No, not at all.
So I think you were her only woman then,
yes.
essentially?
Yeah. I believe so, yeah. Like, I'm 100% sure.
Gosh, that's hard to deal with then.
Gosh, yeah, like, I couldn't put myself back on track for 7 years, so I didn't build any relationship during that time. I just put myself in a dark corner, like, living in a pain. Crazy.
It's very destructive.
Oh, yeah, it was very, yeah.
And was the whole relationship secret then? You didn't tell anyone?
No, secret, 100%. Because she was still in a relationship, so.
God, so you didn't tell your other friends?
No one. Like, they now know, because we, my friends from high school, we still have friendship, like, we are still in contact, although I live in a different country. But it was easier, actually, to talk about this now to them and share, actually, because, like, if we are still friends for so many years, like 20 plus, so I just thought they should know, you know.
And what was their reactions when you finally told them?
Yeah, a friend of mine, like the closest one, she said that she had a feeling, but, you know, in Poland it's not a common thing. And no, well, 20 years ago, even worse. Like, there was not such a term like lesbian, gay. No, it's more popular now because, like, we are talking about this openly.
So 20 years ago, you didn't even know the term lesbian?
Well, I didn't know I was lesbian. I just had this feeling I like women. So obviously I knew the term lesbian because, like, I've read books and I come from a small city, so there was no gay clubs. Total underground.
What was the attitude then towards gay people in Poland?
I think there was no subject, to be honest, no. I think, like, they talk a lot about this now, although there's zero tolerance in Poland. But yeah, 20 years ago, no one think about this, like, no one thought about this, no.
So you didn't know any other, even gay men?
No. Maybe they were some, living in the closet, same as me. But no, never open conversation about relationships.
You must have felt incredibly isolated.
Oh, yeah. I did feel isolated. And then after this breakdown, I just put myself, like, in a very, very dark corner, like isolating myself from relationship at all for 7 years, which I regret today because, you know, I should meet people and at least be close to people.
So at what stage did you finally feel that you could come out of this dark place and tell people that you were a lesbian?
I went to see psychologists, so I had a therapy because I needed someone who I could talk to. Obviously, I paid her money, so she had to listen to me. Yes. Yeah. So that was the time when actually I started talking about this, and then I found the best support in my older sister. So she brought me back to life. Herself and her husband, my brother-in-law, they took care of me.
So what was it like coming out to your family then?
My mom, brilliant. Always supportive, always by my side. My dad, he didn't take it well. Like, we didn't speak for 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Can you remember the conversation, how it went?
Oh, yeah, he was angry. Like, obviously, I was the weirdo in the family and, the black sheep, as you say. So, yeah, like, his first reaction was, like, he got very angry. Very, like, I had to leave the house. Otherwise, we would probably fight.
Physically?
Physically, yeah. I think he was at the stage he would actually hit me. I was worried. Like, I still wanted to have father at the time. Yeah. And then I just thought, well, I don't bother if you don't tolerate me the way I am. It's your problem, not mine, yes?
Yeah, and you're not going to change, are you?
No. Like, but it took me some years to actually make it for myself work, not for anyone else. First, I was, like, terrified because, like, he was my father. I didn't live with them for many years already, but I still wanted to have a family, especially when you are a foreigner living abroad. You don't have your close family around you, so it's not like you can go for a coffee to your mom, like, every second weekend, yes? Or every second day. So when I visit them from time to time, it was good to have, like, a family and a good relationship with them. But yeah, it took us, like, 2 years actually to make it straight. And I just said to him that he never prepared me for who he is, yes? So why would I prepare him and give him 10 years to understand?
Yeah. But how was the conversation with your mum then?
Well, I didn't have to explain. She says that she knew about me when I was in love with this first girl, but there was no subject. Like, people didn't talk about this. So I had always friends, female friends around me.
Do you think it's any better in Poland now?
With our politics this day, no. But I think people are more educated. They travel the world. Like, my generation is okay. I believe, like, the generation of my father, like my parents, it's something new to them. So they need some time actually to understand.
And it's not illegal, is it? But you can't get married to someone of the same gender.
No, it's not about this not being legal, because, like, I won't be thrown to the prison. It's not like that yet. But they are actually going the right direction towards things like that. But we don't have rights. There is no tolerance. Like, I can be hit on the street and no one will react. So it's not that, like, I will go and, kiss my wife, because it's too intimate to me, so I won't be doing this on the street anyway. But if I was doing this, I could have been hit in the face, yeah, depending on what city I was. Like, if I went to capital, probably that would be ignored.
And could you report that to the police?
Well, I could, but, like, I wouldn't expect any reaction.
Was part of that a reason for moving to the UK?
I've been traveling the world since I was 19, due to my curiosity, and I wanted to see the world and meet people. So it's not the first country I live in, but the one I live in the longest so far. I'm not saying I will be staying here forever, but we bought a house, so probably will for some time.
Well, and you mentioned a wife there, so you did have a happy ever after then in the end with your love life.
Yeah, I found my perfect half after my previous bad relationship. But yeah, we started with a very close friendship, and there was no discussion about building anything out of it, because I was in a relationship and I wouldn't do anything wrong back if I'm in a relationship. So friendship with Barbara first.
And I'm guessing you're glad that you moved to a country there where it's legal to get married to your same-sex partner.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I agree. We have neighbors who actually are, like, lovely. They see us in the garden doing the gardening or whatever, so there is no weird comment about this, or just, like, easy things you do in your life. Normal, yeah. And then when you have a moment, you think, oh gosh, people are actually being killed for things like that, and I'm so lucky. So that there are the moments I feel I'm incredibly lucky to be in this country and have my life the way I would wish, to have a house, to have a lovely wife, and, just to work and make my dreams to come true.
Fabulous. So did your parents go to your wedding?
Yes. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was it when you told them you were getting married?
So they love Barbara. So my dad, he needed actually a decade to get over the fact I am gay. My mom, always supportive. My sisters, both totally, like, 100% of support. So for my dad, it was his actually responsibility to come to the terms and understand and accept. I told him once that, you will lose me if you won't accept it. So that's your choice. This is the fact, and you have to accept it or reject it. So whatever you decide.
Wow. So how did that feel, that moment where you're marrying your wife, in the UK and your whole family has come over from Poland to support you.
I was shaking. Like Barbara and I, we are for 6 years together, and we decided to get married because some people were fighting for it. So it was like saying thank you to these people that, there were some people fighting for the fact that we can get married now. So obviously we are in love as well.
It helps.
But when we had this chat about getting married, that was one of the things we brought to our conversation, that we should actually take advantage, and we wanted to take advantage of the fact that we can actually do it. In Poland, there is like 600, 500 kilometers distance from one city to another, so our families never met. So we thought we will invite them to England for a wedding. We hired some caravans in Wales, and so we took the whole family there for 3 nights, so we could spend some time all together and have this family moment with everyone. So the families could build relationships.
So your wife is from Poland as well?
Oh, she's from Poland, yes. Yeah. Although it doesn't sound like that.
No, really. But you met in this country?
We've met online. Oh. She was living in Poland at the time, yes. And then, she had to give up her life in Poland to come over.
Well, you were worth it.
Oh, let's say. She's still with me, so let's say that way.
So would you have any advice to other people in terms of accepting their sexuality and coming out to their parents in difficult circumstances?
Yeah, I'm not saying it's easy, it's not. It's terrifying, and I remember the time when I was actually exchanging rings, wedding rings. I was shaking, like my legs were like dancing because I knew my parents are behind me, and I didn't know how they read me, how they see these 2 women exchanging rings. So my grandma, I didn't tell to my grandma because I don't know, she's very loving, but I don't know, that's old generation, I don't know if they would accept it, so I don't want them to feel sad, or I don't know, mixed feelings, I don't know. But I see them from time to time, so I would rather let them live the life they have in a calm way. So that they're not religious, ridiculously or something like that, but there's no gay people in our family, so that would be something new. But going back to your question, I would suggest to talk to people, to have your supportive friends around you, so even if you feel you are going to be rejected by your family, you are still surrounded by people who actually will take care of you. I put myself in a corner and I wasted 7 years, so I wouldn't like anyone to do this as well. So talk to people. That's what I would say, yes.
I mean, let's talk about your work a little bit, actually, because you've chosen to be very out in your work, haven't you? So tell us what you do.
I'm advertising photographer. It is what I do for a living.
Okay.
So I run a business along with Barbara, my wife, who is an illustrator. So we've merged the talents to offer a broad offer to our customers. So advertising is our full-time job, and just to keep our life going and just to get some more opportunities to travel and meet people and network and socialize, we decided to set up a fashion line called Dam 13.
Dam 13. And it's quite a lesbian fashion range that you've got, isn't it, really?
Yeah. So we actually built the line with women in mind. It is what we would wear if we went for shopping. So we think about us, but in a wider perspective, about women. So we started with T-shirts, and yesterday we've launched trousers. So the response was quite positive, which is nice because we are only 2nd week in this business. So let's just think this will grow. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. But how great that you're so out and proud that you've got a lesbian fashion range as well.
Yes, I am. Yeah. So we've got plenty of ideas. We draw, we sketch. My background is also interior designer, so the design was somewhere. I was somewhere, always surrounded by design in any form. And then I met Barbara, who is a designer as well. So all the fascinations and observations and whatever is connected to design, it can be interior design or fashion design. It let me explore a little bit more of me. So fingers crossed for it,
Huge thank you to Marta for telling me her story, and so thrilled that it ends with a happy ending and her finding love with another Polish lesbian. Please do subscribe wherever you get your podcasts from. We'd also love to hear from you on Twitter. You can find us there at Come Out Stories. I'm Emma Goswell, and Coming Out Stories is a What Goes On media production. In the next podcast, you're going to hear quite a harrowing story from Lucy. Lucy came out in the 1980s in Cumbria and was homophobically bullied at school, went on to see a psychologist and even given electric shock treatment for being gay.
I was 13-year-old at this time. The psychologist was throwing cigarette boxes at me because I didn't catch him. He says, "Oh, you must be gay because you can't catch."